Welcome to Exploring the Unseen 2, Answering the Divine Feminine Call. We're so happy that you can join us for this free transformational event. I'm Leslie Zehr from universaldancer.com.
I'm Keren Brown from wisewomanleading.com.
Karen and I have done many collaborations together. We work well together. We understand each other well. And this is the second event in the series Exploring the Unseen. The first one was in April, where we unlock the mysteries of the non-material world. This event, answering the divine feminine call. So the focus is a little bit different. We have a number of inspiring and amazing guests for you, as well as free gifts.
So let's talk about the theme that we are embarking on. So answering the divine feminine call, I think, is a subject that's very dear to both of our hearts. And we really felt that this was such an important theme for right now. This call has never been more urgent, more needed in the world with everything that's going on. There's this deep call, I feel. And if you're here, you're probably feeling it as well. And it's rising, it's rising from the earth. It's coming up through our bodies and really demanding to be heard. And so we wanted to create something where we could support you in answering this call. It's really about a call to peace and joy and reverence for all of life, collaboration. It's a call to work with the unseen, to work with the archetypal in different ways, so that we can access more of that beautiful divine humanity and help birth the new earth. So it's really a call to wholeness and healing as well. But sometimes it's also a journey of descent. We need to descend in order to move through and to allow what needs to die, dying to the old so that we can be reborn, but also so that we can ascend with more wisdom and return to the light with that gathered wisdom. So I think when we, are answering this call, it's really about being in our authentic power and sovereignty. And that's what we're going to help you through these beautiful women that we have brought together. And our intention, and I think it's a pretty strong one. Again, if you're here, you probably are hearing this call and really want to see what you can do to support this. I think we're really moving into sovereignty and authenticity and allowing, which I think is key, those structures, those outdated patriarchal structures to fall away finally, and in a really fulsome way so that we can start again, so that we can re-envision and allow what wants to be born to be revealed to us and then to discover what our part in that is.
And I think it's important to figure out how to do that. So we've gathered together a panel of speakers, not a panel, they're individual interviews, but a group of speakers that this is their work. This is what they're working with, is the divine feminine. So I think it will be very transformative for you to listen to what these women have done, how they work, the things that they're doing, that they're bringing up. So it's an opportunity to listen to a lot of different people and what their methods are. So we have 9 interviews for you, as well as an opening ceremony and then an integration ceremony at the end to help you process all of the information that you have gained during the week, the 8 days of the event.
Yeah, so this is actually an event in 3 parts. With the way we conceived this, we're going to do this first week with the speakers, which is really what we're talking about right now, and focus, because we're in the winter in the Northern Hemisphere, and it doesn't matter if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, but we wanted to do something where we start with this kind of embodying and exploring the mysteries piece. So it's really a time for deep nourishment, contemplation, and we'd love for you to really, to the degree that you can, to experience this as a retreat, So take the time for yourself. So we're opening, as Leslie mentioned, with an opening ceremony that will give that retreat feel and really set the tone and the context for calling in the divine feminine through this retreat as you go through the presentations and start to go through the experiences for yourself. And then we'll have one session per day, a couple of bonuses here and there. For Leslie and I are also going to be presenting. And then, as Leslie said, the integration ceremony with Kahulahela, who joined us for our first opening and closing ceremonies back in April. She's coming from Oahu, and it's a beautiful experience. And so we're really going to focus on things like, through the speakers, the core feminine wounds and how we can heal them, ways to embrace what is dying so that we can be reborn and so that we can help birth what wants to be born. How to harness those powers of descent and initiation and ascent in our lives. How we can really come into our authentic power and vitality at midlife and beyond, which is a favorite topic of mine. The goddess archetypes. We're going to explore different archetypes from around the world, including the kind of overarching mother archetype and how we can work with her within our own bodies and in the collective. And so Lahela will do this beautiful integrated integration experience at the end. And then we're going to move into a couple of other parts.
And then we will move from embodiment to emergence in parts 2 and 3. So part 2 is going to take place during February and March. And part 3 will be in April. It will be another retreat like this. But during that period between February and March, we want to help you to integrate. So we're presenting this piece. We're having speakers, again, who will be talking about the work that they do, giving you ideas about how to work with the divine feminine. As I mentioned before, they have gifts for you to use to work with, some visualizations, different things, PDFs, to help you to work through this period. And just in general, winter time, for those of you who are in the Northern Hemisphere, is a time to go inward. So that's why we set this up in this way, because we want to present you with something, give you some ideas, and then give you that time to go inward, to do that work. So when the springtime comes, you can emerge. And that's what part 3 will be about, which will happen in April, is about that emergence. And we will talk more about that. But we want to help you at each stage of this journey. So we want to give you new tools and practices to support your conscious evolution, because that's really what's happening. And the divine feminine is a big part of that. We need to really take that information in and gestate it and then allow it to birth out in the spring. We want you to have deeper embodied wisdom and intuitive knowing, which is easy to say, but not always easy to do. To trust in your own discernment. There's so much misinformation, or just in general, too much information. The feminine is very much about the intuition, about going into the unseen and pulling things out, which is what we talked about back in April. So we want to give you those experiences and those tools in order to be able to trust your own discernment. And a great ability to be with and move through are the times that we're in, the crises that we're in, the challenges that we're facing. And I think, again, the feminine being a very nurturing energy is really what's needed at this time. We also want to give you, or to help you find, that strong sense of true magnificence and transformation that is really possible, both within and without. And as we change ourselves and we change our thinking and our mindset, then the world around us begins to change. So I hope as you go through this first piece, you will gather the tools, and then through that winter part, you can begin to use them, integrate them, so that you can emerge then in the springtime when the energies are right for that.
Yeah, and just building on that, we are planning to host a couple of bridging events specifically in February and March. And then in April, our intention right now is to have another uh, roster of beautiful speakers and presenters that can really help you shape, once you've embodied and embraced the mysteries, what does it look like to emerge? What is your role to play? What is your unique mission for yourself in your life? But also, what role might you play in helping to birth the new earth? And those two things may be separate or they may be one and the same. So we're very excited to begin this journey with you. Thank you so much for being here. The fun all starts or started, depending on when you're watching this, on January 14th, 2024. We look forward to seeing you in the opening ceremony and beyond. And if you have just stumbled upon this on YouTube and you haven't registered for our event, Exploring the Unseen 2, Answering the Divine Feminine Call, please do so. You'll find the links to that below, and that way you can access all of the full agenda and all of the speakers as well as their beautiful gifts. And we also have a replay package available to you for those that would like to, if you'd like to keep them and watch them again over time and watch any that you've missed anytime you'd like. So with that, we're very excited and we really look forward to seeing you shortly in our event. Bye for now.